over. You flip the world over. You flip the world over. Oh! Someone is probably laughing so hard right now at the From Software office. I'm running into a wall. I couldn't understand it. Thank God I made a save state before I killed Moog. You flip the world over. You flip the world over. I think I have to go so far back. You flip the world over. You flip it over. You flip it over. People are like, what the fuck are you talking about? You flip the world over. That's the only way to explain it. I feel like a crazy person. I'm going to take this off for a second. The whole world. Flipped over. I'm losing my mind. How do you explain it? I still have this left on from doing the puzzle. Do I need both of these on? Tell me I don't. To tell the game I see. Oh, I do, don't I? Maybe they're just to help you see. Because they're not actual guidance. You take extra damage. That's the only thing I was like, ooh, wait a minute. It serves no purpose but to make the game harder right now. Shit. I'm just gonna leave that on in case to let you know I see. And I hear what the NPCs are saying. With the realization that I was drawing, I wrote out the list to this guy. Listen to what he says.
To go back on her feet. Though I'm not her foster father anymore, I'd still like to thank you. Sorry.
Okay, we helped Nepheli. I forgot. I'm reloading an old save.
If you're heading to the Forge of the
Fire Giant.
in the snowy
But that is number one.
giants, you'll need to find the Grand Lift of Rold beyond the Forbidden Region. Or go if you would. Take no heed of
I'm gonna also put Lift of Rold.
Two fingers lost their purpose a long, long time ago. There are 4 more demigods yet to
After that, he lists 4 demigods. Mikola,
Unalloyed, his twin,
Melania,
the undefeated swordswoman, Luna Princess
Rani,
and
Renala, and then Moog.
the Lord of Blood,
And then
said to have
Rani again.
her great rune. So here at the Hold, we seek the whereabouts of the remaining 3 shard bearers. If you should learn anything of these matters, I'll trade your findings for a hidden treasure or a long-lost right, known only to me. We both desire to stand before the Elden Ring and become Elden Lord. As such, I hope we are compelled to work together.
When you help Rani the first time, you're getting the first half of the rune. She also gives you the tower to flip the world upside down. So now what happens if you say the list upside down. Ronnie, Moog, or here, let me tell you why you should say it upside down. Because if you read it normally, Fire Giant, you can beat them. Mikola, can't beat them yet. Melania, can't beat them yet, because I haven't picked up the medallions. Ronnie, Renala, Moog, Ronnie again. Now I can have both medallions. So now I should go back up the list, but they're already dead. So you shouldn't do it that way, right? And you can't do it that way because everyone who's done the DLC knows you need to kill Moog to kill Mikola. Full stop. Period. So that's another hint of how you need to order this game. Now, what happens when you flip it upside down? Ronnie, the first one, you've reversed it. Moog, Renala, the second half of Ronnie. So you go and beat Estelle's room, and then you go and marry Ronnie. You would be down there, because you're by Renala. Melania, well, I just beat Ronnie and Renala, so I can grab that medallion, run all the way up there to Castle Sol, grab that medallion, go fight Melania. I'm conveniently where the first medallion half is, because, you know, this guy's here. I haven't picked it up yet. So it's another reason to go down there. We fight Melania, who should be dead because she already bloomed multiple times, right? She's just perpetuating a life with as a Philosopher's Stone allegory. What's sticking up? Oh, it's just my... It's the reflection in the back. Anyway. That's the first bit of the list. But now we've killed Moog way back when. Mikola's next. We can just go fight Mikola. Now all the demigods are dead. Now we can go to the Grand Lift of Rold and fight the Fire Giant as the rightful lord. And now I can put this crown back. As the first true Elden Lord that is going to probably find that secret ending now. First person in the world. How's that for clickbait? This is all based off of in-game quests and text. Because if you do the gods in order that Gideon tells you up to the point where he says reverse the world, right? You've done them in the right order. You do everything, and then you have to do Godric before continuing on. Because you need Vari's quest and all these other people, Enya, the Fingers, right? You need to be introduced to them before going to Liurnia, right? Or maybe even not. Maybe you could do all of these quests and put it on a hold, then go up. Well, no, because I think Vari skips a location, so you want to get every single interaction with every character possible. There's a weird order that you have to do it in. You can't just plow through the game forward. You have to do it in the perfect order to tell the game without words, right? That you've heard it all and are willing to do things, right? He's hearing about your actions. He's the all-hearing. He hasn't deemed you unworthy, right? He's like, all right, fine, I'll just keep listening to what Gideon's telling this guy. Right? Even though he's a bad guy, if he's the one that did that to Nefeli's village, right? That's what tells us his name. He isn't attacking us yet, right? He's watching. When he attacks us, he tells you, oh, that guy got ahead of himself. It's the game telling you, Gideon's telling you, you're getting ahead of yourself. He actually isn't the all-knowing. He doesn't even realize what he's saying because he wants to become Elden Lord but can't, right? He thinks in the end like, oh, a normal person can't become can't kill a god, right? A human can't kill a god. You're never gonna do it, is essentially what he's saying. he doubts himself in the end. That's why we can defeat him. Is like his last words, he gives away his mentality of like, truly I never believed in myself or any one of us, right? So it's like that explains why he was never destined to be Lord. And then when you tell him of Moog and Mikkela's location, that pieces it together in his mind, and he's like, oh, now I'm starting to understand. I think, oh, I've let slip too much. So he's telling you he doesn't quite understand the whole context and order of things yet, because that's exactly in that line of dialogue. I had to go too far and then rewind time Chronomancer style. I had to fuck up a couple times. But I explained it. My brother, I've been like telling him that I found the 7th secret ending and trying to explain. And then I wrote it on my whiteboard, and it was so clear that I was like, now I'm going to go get him and explain it. And then he was like, oh yeah, you're right. Good job. I was like, okay. If I can just explain it to someone and they see what I'm talking about, we did it. We found the path that we need to follow. Selen might have to go, but I think not. I don't know. It's there's a lot of moral decisions that this game asks you to make, that it's like I have to think through the philosophy of that character's quest. It's been so hard to decipher how this path even exists, but we did it. If the fire giant's at the end, that means we don't kill Melina until after she's seen everything as well. So let me just go check his list again. Yeah, it's Fire Giant, Lift of Rold, Mikkela, Melania, Ronnie, Renala, Moog, and then Ronnie again, I'm pretty sure. And also, we can pick up the medallion halves because we've done everyone's quest, right? Dung Eater is gone, D is gone, Rajer is gone, Corrin is gone, Fia is gone. What's his name? Hugh is done, right? He forged my weapon to level 25. He gave us that last bit of dialogue. And Roderica, I got the text for Dung Eater, so she's done as well. We got everyone's quests until the Erd Tree burns. So we now enlightened and lifted. I feel like a weight has been taken off my fucking shoulders, because that is the path to the secret 7th ending that it says doesn't exist. If it does exist, the last quest you would get done is Gold Mask's whiteboard dust. And anyone who knows the data mined ending knows that it's tied to gold masks. How could you do that if you were already the Lord of Frenzied Flame? Well, you would have to get every single ending up to that point in the proper order. And then cleanse yourself at the end of the game after having gone there already. Right? You go and fight Malekith. Or no. You go there now after with the Fire Giant thing. You cleanse yourself while you're there. Right? Then you go and face it all. If you do it in the right order, it changes the context. If you follow this order, it changes the story. Now you were the one fulfilling the prophecy in the game that everyone's talking about. All of the prophecies. If you do them in the right order, you can fulfill them all. But if you do them like one out of place, it starts to drive you crazy because it doesn't make sense. I did one boss out of order right at the end, and I was like, none of this makes any fucking sense based on what he's telling me. So I had to just go, I was wrong. What is he saying? I wrote it out and then was like, oh, that's clear as fucking day. But it's something that you wouldn't do on accident. It's one of the most challenging ways to ever beat the game. And then, for no reason at the end, you just divert. Right? It's like, what the hell? It's like if you're trying to do 100%, you don't need to do it in this order. It's actually inefficient to do it in this order, to go out of your way for all of the optional dialogue. But if you do that, you're running in circles around the map.
Well, what is it now? If you're heading to the Forge of the Flame of Ruin, in the snowy mountaintops of the Giants,
Forge.
you need to find the Grand Lift of Roar
And lift.
beyond the Forbidden Region. Well, go if you would. Take no heed of cardinal sin. The Two Fingers lost their purpose a long, long time ago.
So he's saying the purpose of the Two Fingers is order. So he's saying as well with that the order is lost, right? Order is gone in this world. So it's out of order. Is literally in the lore of the game what that last sentence means. The Two Fingers are supposed to guide the Golden Order, their guidance of grace. It's all fucked up. Nobody knows what's going on, right? The Two Fingers lost their way. Order lost its way. The order lost its way. That means order, the order that the boss is he's stating, is out of order. It's backwards.
Demigods yet to be located.
So there's 4 now. After that, Mikola,
Lloyd, his twin, Melania,
Melania,
the undefeated
1, 2,
swordswoman, Luna Princess Rani, daughter to Renala,
Rani Renala, the one only known as the Lord of Blood. You know who it is.
Rani is said to have cast aside her great rune.
Rani again.
Here at the hold, we seek the whereabouts of the remaining 3 shard bearers.
Because you don't know.
If you learn anything of these matters, I'll trade your findings for a hidden treasure or a long-lost right, known only to
He says so much. I actually don't even remember this last half because the first half is so obvious.
become Elden Lord. As such, I hope we are compelled to work together.
As such, yeah, exactly. So he's saying, I hope I can help you and you can help me. So he is trying to give you the right order, right? He doesn't know, though. That's, like, he doesn't know Moog. He doesn't even know his name, right? Because Moog has been hiding away underground by America, then broke free, and then created a secret society of assassins, right? That you happen to be a part of, because you know the truth. So,
There are 4 more Demicola of his twin, Luna Princess
Rani,
daughter to Renala,
Renala,
and the one only
Moog,
as the Lord. Rani is said to have
and then
cast
Rani
aside
again.
her
So
great rune.
Rani is 3 and
Behold,
6.
we seek the whereabouts of the remaining 3 shard.
So if you have to do it in 3s, Ronnie is both 3 and 6.
Trade your findings for a hidden treasure or a long
He's like, if you find anything out, let me know and I'll give you something.
both desire to stand before the Elden Ring and become Elden Lord. As such, I hope we are compelled to work together.
Okay, yeah, that's even more so, right? So it's like the same thing with Ensha. Ensha's not attacking me because we're still kind of working with Gideon, right? Even though he wronged Nefeli, if you forgive him, right? He actually thanks you for helping her. He just is like, I have to be loyal to the Golden Order if I want to be Elden Lord. Which again, if he's going in order of the Broken Order, he doesn't know where half the bosses are. And he doesn't know which order to fight the bosses, right? So if you do it, you show him, and then you guys are standing face to face at the end, right? Rightfully, right? Because he helped you find your way, but he doesn't even know he's helping you. Like he does, but he's telling you like, help me out, right? So there's things he doesn't know. And of course, when you find out Moog and Mikola, he just straight up says like, "Oh shit, I didn't even know that. Oh wait, I shouldn't have told you." But like he knows, like, oh fuck, I need to not tell you some things because you're gonna piece it together. And with that, you piece it together. Mikola is the final piece in the DLC. You know you can't do Moog in the order he listed it, right? Or you can't do Mikola before Moog. Period. If you just know how the fuck the game works, you can't. So it changes the order just to normal players. You think that, so you might reverse the order. It's trying to tell you the path. No one's gonna do it like this. Why? Okay, so we just killed Morgott, got the medallion, but didn't go to the lift yet. We did everyone's quests up to this point in the perfect order. To get every bonus interaction there is. If there is a secret ending, I am a couple of bosses away from it, and I didn't even know this whole time. I think that's what they wanted you to feel. I was going to end stream and just fuck around today and put it together, and then as I drew it out on the whiteboard, I like dropped my pencil and fell to my knees and started like screaming like a mad scientist. My family said I sounded like it, so I mean, yeah. But then after I showed my brother the truth, and he was like, "Oh yeah, that makes sense." I was like, "Yes, I'm not crazy."
No. I need to do better than this.
But that means everyone else is wrong. Even if there isn't a secret ending, that's like that's the path the game is telling you to go down. God damn. On New Game Plus 7 though.
Oh, you don't pay me any more. Just lay out your own. The girl has come a long way. As ever, time and technique have made her stronger.
Actually, we just beat Morgott, so now we have to talk to everybody. But that's fine, I know the order. I've been through this game like 9 times.
To me, I've gone soft, and it isn't easy.
You flip the world upside down, bro. You flip the fucking world upside down. And that point is when the list is flipped. Ronnie's first visit, she gives you the tower that, or she gives you the thing that flips the tower. The whole game is now reversed. You're now in the upside down world that I've been looking for, dude. They were probably snickering at me in fucking at the From Software office. Like, this motherfucker's so close. He's running around in the upside down world going, where is it? I already put the statue in and then was like, where is the upside down world? I was in it. It was hidden in plain sight the whole time. So what, do I have to go back to the tower when I'm done and unflip it with that second Ronnie visit? Hold on a second. Tower, I have so many upvoted messages. This guy, whoever downvoted this, was never destined to wear this crown. Here, you guys have it. You drop this. Seek research, and then why is it always center? The timing of that message, it's like destined. Wait. You dropped this, King. You dropped your crown, King. And or Queen. And or non-binary. Rebus. That's what I'm gonna refer to you as from now on, I'm sorry. Out of respect. A divine entity. I hope you're cool with it. So. That's funny though. Oh, we found it! God damn. We found the path, the invisible path. We did, didn't we? Past me. Bumping along. It's like I was doing this. And everyone is like, just interact with the grace. And I'm like, but there's a doorway right there. And everyone's running into this table too. And I'm like, why are we able to, how come we can do this? And we find a different path. It's like exactly what happened. You have to complete the loop. So, does Enya have something to say? Oh, well, 100%. We just reset, so.
You have returned. What is it? Only the smoldering flame in the great forge of the giants on
So now Melina will have the dialogue to tell us to not worry about the kindling.
but special kindling is required to reignite the flame. For the flame to burn
We are the kindling. We have to be willing to sacrifice ourselves, isn't it?
is needed.
But Melina...
Who envisions the flame and can lead you to the rune of death.
Wait, that doesn't make sense though. I thought Melina had to die.
Go forth. Let the words of the fingers guide you.
I'm going to go according to this list. Do I have the doll? Yes. But she hasn't left yet. So we flip the world, right? Am I in the upside down as we speak? I know I did Ronnie after Morgoth. I don't have to trip on that. Right? Fuck, I actually think I did it in the wrong order again. No. Oh shit. I have to remember the fucking order I interacted with like 100 characters. Okay, give me a second. I'm vaguely remembering. We're gonna I'm gonna check a different save. The problems with being a chronomancer, god damn it. You see, that's the Elden Ring build that you didn't realize existed, Miyazaki. Oh, what? This is your first time talking to future, past, current me? Well, future me likes it when past me sends the elevator back down for myself as current me. Hopefully that helps people who do not know what the fuck I'm talking about. So Ronnie is who I'm looking for. I have so many save files. Let me read them. Before Godric, post Godric, oops. Got to Ronnie, maybe. Pre-festival, before I killed Radon. That was good though. Because that is right after that means I didn't get the Finger Slayer blade, but I've killed Radon, one of the harder bosses. This is the correct order of things, right? Dropping medallion. So I didn't end up going through the Lift of Rold. I realized that you need to do something else. Right before Radon, no Raya teleport, and then Necromancer is when you summon a bunch of spirits in the Radon fight, that was Necromancer. Before Nokron and Fia, Blood Knight, which is me using the Blood Knight mark to go fight Moog, and then I have pre-Moog, and then you never know. It's literally one of the save files. Pre-Giant, pre-Renala, safe Selen. That is when I got Selen to a point where she was safe in her quest. Dead Giant plus safe Selen, or Selen alive. I'm now noticing Selen says something to you that's like, you go become Elden Lord and then come back and talk to me. I'm like, if the game is telling you what to do or do the opposite of it, right? It's like, do I talk to her just before or after in the post game? Like, what? I just know I gotta let Selen stand there when I'm done with the proper order, which has her summoned during the Wolf of Radagon fight, right? So that you help her attack Raya Lucaria after now knowing and discovering that it's all the same shit and they're covering it up with, like, Thops, right? Killing him. Okay. Ronnie, I think you might even be able to save Thops, but who knows? I think it's supposed to be one of those things of, like, magnum opus but dies. As much as I want to save him, he helps you discover Raya Lucaria bad, that incantations and magic are the same thing, right? Like, without a doubt. So his quest in the end shows you the truth that connects the whole fucking series. Here I am talking about some dude in Demon Souls when Thops is like the exact perfect story. The man who knows nothing can at least put together that incantations and miracles, or like, and spells being the same thing, right? Miracles and glintstone magic being able to be deflected by the same thing as if they're the same thing is assassinated, because that's why he gets pushed away, right? He can't keep the secret. He's not a noble. He found out the thing that they'll kill you over. The Golden Order that they're loyal to in Raya Lucaria has Thops killed because of this discovery, which is Thops' barrier, right? Throps' barrier, whatever. He isn't, like, he doesn't deserve to die there. But if you do all of the things in the proper order, and you do the absolution that I'm thinking you might be able to do, and then go and seek and marry afterwards, you run Raya Lucaria. Right? They're loyal to the Golden Order, and that's fucking mine now, right? I killed Radagon in America, but I didn't pick an ending. Right, so maybe it's like one of those things where you get to the end, but you don't choose. That's why you can leave the boss room and go back. Or maybe? On the crowning of your... whatever the fuck. She phrases it in a very particular way that makes me think you need to do that, right? If you just listen to the NPC, the all-hearing will find it, right? You don't get invaded too early. You didn't get ahead of yourself. You just listened to the NPCs. But you have to be able to delete your save. Make sure to make backups like a motherfucker. Chronomancer. A million lives wasted. I like to back up the save as if the world isn't deleted in case I do need to go back there, right? You don't want to just be destroying worlds. That's a thing you learn as a Chronomancer. So what is it? Loki taught me pruning bad. So don't prune. Back it up. Dead Giant plus Selen alive. Safe Selen. Free Renala. That is way too late. I need pre-Ronnie's half before I turn the fucking thing over. I think it should be this. It's weird getting rid of bosses. Like, what bosses do I have to not kill? What bosses do I have to bring back from the dead right now? Like, how much progress am I willing to fucking give up for this path? Do you know how many bosses I've killed? And then just forgot that save because I needed to not go that path. I have killed every boss in Elden Ring so many fucking times, dude. If you ever need a boss defeated, summon me. I will help you. I'll do it as a level 1, dude. Even if you need that shit, I don't care. Ugh. Heavy is the head that wears the crown or whatever. That's funny. You can see the webcam, but it's just paper and a speaker. Oh, you also got pencils. You can't see them though. It doesn't show it that far. It kind of shows the tray that they're in, but... Oh my god, you guys. So this is when I discovered that we might need to go fight the Lord of Blood. And I didn't do the tower yet. So did I do Ronnie's thing? Nope. Okay, so this is perfect. Now I could turn this. Wait, I'm gonna close those. I already did? Okay. I just wanted to close the folders with all of this stuff in it. Heavy's the head that wears the crown, so I will bear it for you so you don't have to have your view blocked, guys. The true Elden Lord has arrived. Now, no matter what, I'm the first one to discover the path. If it is the path. If anyone does this, I'm the first one that discovered it. That's crazy. Though you have to pretty much beat the game without leveling, so. And you have to beat the boss and 100% it. And you have to do it in the right order. And you have to make all these moral and ethical decisions. Look, man, I'm not saying it's easy. How far back are we? Ooh, that one hurt. Ooh, that one hurt. Oh, no. Oh my god. Okay. Corin is in the arena. That's all that really matters. Corin is like the next step. Yeah, okay, thank you. Woo. I was like, please tell me I don't have to fucking do the whole goddamn game. We're good, we're good, we're good. This is actually perfect. So look.
There are 4 more. Nicola, his twin, Luna Prand. Rani is so here if you should learn.
Okay, perfect. All right. So we have the list here. We got to Morgoth. Which world are we in? I know we didn't do Selen's quest yet. That's good. He should be alive up here. Is she in my pocket? Even better, because I was thinking, does Selen have to stay with you the whole time? This is like perfect. Melena's quest is kind of done. She just wanted to go to the Erd Tree until you kill Morgoth. So we got that done. Hayeda's quest is not done. We need to go talk to her and get turned away by Melena. Because Melena said she's looking for the truth and she's done, right? She's not with us. So if we go and find Hayeda, and then, oh no. Oh, fuck. I have to do the whole sewers. I know that place like the back of my hand now, but... Oh my god. I did the whole sewers already. I was done with this area. Like my least favorite area of the game. Oh, shit. I've killed Moog like 4 times. On New Game Plus 7. I just found the secret path already? Okay, I think I did. But now I have to check every NPC in the game. Might as well, you know what, this is the thing that you would be wondering, right? If you're like, how do you do the secret ending? So... when you're done with a boss, you typically warp back to Round Table Hold, right? Because Gideon will have a reward for you and some new dialogue, and you shouldn't be doing them that often. You need to do like every quest before you progress it.
I need to do better than this. This will never kill a god. I can do better than this. It needs to...
Sometimes doing nothing is something. I think you have to wait for that to be done and talk to her. I read something in Sekiro, like when you I was like, look, I never played Sekiro, but I was like, how do you get the secret ending in Sekiro? How do you get all of the secret endings in Dark Souls? And and Bloodborne, like I looked up every secret ending, like Usurpation of Fire, I got that ending, but I wanted to know how you get the secret endings in all of the Souls games to put it together. Like, if this is his magnum opus, it would include it all, which is like, no shortcuts potentially, which is insane to say out loud, but I've already fucked this playthrough. No shortcuts, like the Grand Lift of Rold and all these things. You need to do Melisant and Blackguard and the Salamander boss, so you have to do, and Raya tells you to go that way. So it's best to go through the ruin-strewn precipice. It's like what people thought was a shortcut is actually the path you need to go. It's weird. It's fucking weird. And then maybe, I think going down with the Grand Lift of Rold is okay, because you've shown the game that you've, like, collected all of the medals, but also you're not using a shortcut, right? Like, it's not a way to skip the rune-strewn precipice. If you've done it and then you're going back down, it's like you're closing the loop. You're going back down the loop the other way. You're kind of like telling the game, hey, I see you. About the spirits' voices.
Anymore. The voices of the spirits cowering from the curse. I suppose the Dung Eater must have left the round table. I just pray nothing ill comes of this.
So. Dung Eater's quest is crazy. If you spare Blackguard, I didn't buy his thing, right? He's still over here. So... if you never buy his item, sometimes doing nothing is something, he never goes over here. And then if you do the Dung Eater's quest, he kills someone else and it deprives you of an item. You have to go to the Halig tree for like one less item, right? But if you don't, right, you spare someone's life to make it harder on yourself. Which is why it's like, this is the moral dilemma of like, do I let Melina live? Because a lot of the things are backing that, right? Oh, sorry. So I massage my face. I get to talk about it all the time. I finally got to show you. You like start out here. You like press a little bit, not too hard. I wash my hands all the time because I'm always touching my face through anxiety. Anyway, fighting against that. You need to do all of it in the proper order, right? It keeps looping back in on itself. So that's the whole like Lift of Rold thing, that character. Every character's story will have a backwards meaning now. When they tell you something, it's like a triple meaning. They don't know what they're saying to you, the player, but the designer knows, right? So it's like a triple tiered cake of the character doesn't know, but the text knows. So you have to know that the player is getting talked to through the game while the untrustworthy narrators have no clue what they're saying to you, right? That's why they're like, oh, we don't know what order we're supposed to do it in. There's no guidance for it, right? It's telling you in the game what I'm telling you. Now I'm like scared to move forward. Well, we are. It's a slow ass playthrough. You have to talk to everybody in the right order. I can't believe that you keep saying the same things too. It's driving me fucking crazy. Okay. So she told us about the kindling. Now Melina should tell us about the kindling. Not here, but when we leave. Roderica has mentioned the Dung Eater leaving. He is praying, so we shouldn't interrupt. D is gone, D is gone, Corin's gone, Dung Eater's gone. We have no reason to come back here. He gave us all of the order, right? Now... Actually, there's one reason to come back here. It's when we get the lift medallion, right? Just to confirm the list. Fire Giant is after Mikola, if you're reversing everything, so... Or vice versa. I don't... Now you see the struggle. Now you sound like a crazy person, but I mean, like, it's all based off the game world, right? You flip the world upside down, right? So if you're a Blood Knight, but you're not through... I thought I was going to get invaded. Moog, you're a recusant through Rykard, right? It's a huge problem. That's where the confusion of different multiplayer invasion types come in, right? God, everything starts to make sense when you realize Marika's lying. It's like, oh god, the whole series. It is your magnum opus. Thank you. All of the things that I said, it's said in Demon Souls and Dark Souls, so you gotta connect them. It's like they skip everything and they tell all of it to you in Demon Souls or in Elden Ring, which I think is connected, but we don't have to even get into that. All right. So this was the Blood Knight. I didn't know where to go because I didn't know. I did everything, if I remember correctly. We talked to him. Do I have... Hold on. Okay, so Celavis is alive, which is good for now, because that means we didn't give her the Finger Slayer blade yet, which is the threshold that I was going backwards for. So, was it underground? I didn't want to go... Do I have the thing, but I don't want to give it to her? That's funny as hell if so. Because I felt something was off. Where's the key items? I do. So I have the Finger Slayer blade, but I didn't give it to her yet. Because I was like, I don't know if I need to yet. You shouldn't. Why? Who the fuck would know to do that? Who would know to not do, like... It's dumb. So, anyway. Morgott first. Then Ronnie's first half of flipping the tower. We didn't get the first half, right? We don't have the cursed mark, the centipede, the first half of the centipede mark, right? But we have the thing that gives it to us. So this is exactly where I need to be. That's crazy. I felt it in the force. I was like, it doesn't make sense what's going on right now. It's because the world wasn't flipped upside down, but I was in the upside down. Is that strange? I was looking at everything upside down and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I shouldn't do it you can't do it in this order, Gideon, but you've been right this whole time because I flipped the fucking world. Okay. That's why the dialogue changes right now, is because right when you kill Morgott, when the shit's supposed to flip, he's telling you it with this dialogue. So,
There are 4 more
when do we flip?
located.
I'm flipping right now.
The Halig Tree, the Unalloyed,
Mikola, Melania,
the undefeated swordswoman, Luna Princess Rani,
Ronnie, Renala,
the
Moog,
as the Lord of Blood. Rani said to have cast
Ronnie the first flip because she gives it to you.
hold
The tower.
the whereabouts of the remaining 3 shard bearers.
You do it 3 at a time. You have 6 right there. Yep.
I'll trade your findings for a hidden
And then he'll trade you findings. So he's telling you he's not quite sure about it right now. That's why they're unlocated and the order's reversed.
Elden Ring and become Elden Lord. As such,
Hers all kinds of fucked up, I can tell. I just like woke up in the like literally from a nightmare and was like, I understand the fucking day. It was crazy, dude. I was having a nightmare and I had to just acknowledge that I was wrong, and now I see the truth. Woof. And then now we get an interaction with the Dung Eater. I didn't get this message before. I'll defile you next, come to the outer mode. So he tells you where to find him. You go there to stop him. This is where you need to go now. So we should go there now if we're doing everything in the proper order. Because we just did Ronnie's quest to get the finger, and now Dung Eater is telling us to move. He's very conveniently giving us something I didn't have before, because I did it in the right order this time. Okay. So then we do Gold Mask, which makes sense. Do I have the law of regression? Two fingers is okay. I didn't give him the prayer book yet, right? Do I have 2 law of regressions? No. I bought it the second time just in case it was a trigger. So I don't know if you can hold 2 of the same spells though. Oh, yep. No. I think it's just because you need the lore, and like the spell location is very significant. It tells you where knowledge was found by the character you are looting it off of. That's that message right there. Like you find this, Eternal Darkness, Celia, in a tower on a corpse wearing one of the Golden Order's sinner hoods. So he found the Eternal Darkness that caused the rain long ago. He gets locked away, right? Or vice versa. Because he was on the path to find this, or whoever was on the path to find this, they got locked away. Could have been Selin. Who knows? It could have been Lestat or Lesat or Azur. Who knows? Someone was locked in a jail in a tower right above Celia, researching this. It explains why the Glintstone Master is sealed underneath as well, right? Turning to stone. It's like all of that's why you can loot these again, even though you've already got them, right? I killed Adula a million times. I keep getting the fucking blade because it wants to tell you dragon, frost magic, weaponry, right? Glintstone, Ronnie, Glintstone, Ronnie, dragon, frost. Like it's trying to make you constantly make those ties in your mind. Narrative ties, right? That is what your character picked up in that moment. That is the narrator, right? You killed a dragon with glintstone all over its face. Who knows if it's there on purpose and happy? It doesn't matter. That's what you killed, and it dropped a frost sword that it probably learned from its owner, the frost sword wielding maiden. Those are the Noxer swordstress, right? That's their whole thing. So astrologers are the Nox sealed away underground for researching. They cover themselves with silver to keep away from the 2 fingers, right? These are items I'm quoting. We're not assuming shit. It's just, this is the narrator going over what the fuck you do as a player and the items you pick up, right? That isn't just the lore. That is something you pick up and the item is told to you, but you find that person wearing silver underground with a sword, and then you get their spirits to summon, right? It's like, even if you don't trust the text, trust your eyes. They're there as ancient spirits. They're probably there the whole time, so.
Oh, don't pay me, I just lay out.
Again, you are a tarnished. Your story is that you were from the ancient order with Horlu. You went and lived beyond the fog. You died, and you came back, right? The grace goes to you, the opening cutscene. You are revived by grace. The dead who yet live, you were revived as an undead in the lands between life and death, right? You're called back to restore the order of the ever burning golden order, right? It's not supposed to be like this, and that's because a big section of the night and day cycle has been ripped away and stuffed in the Shadowlands, right? This part of the circle is gone. The part of the sun that would have been the fire of the forge giant, right? They forge things. They're giants. They're fire. They still have an eternal flame sitting here. If you put the DLC map right here, the shadow tree is right here, leaning over this, right? All of these tiers you pick up are in basins underneath minor Erd trees. So if the greatest tree had a crucible underneath it and there was dripping soul sap into it, right? You're sipping on souls. These are all the outer. You thought the outer gods? Let me introduce you to all of the real outer gods, right? It's like, oh, you thought it was just these runes of rot and all these things. It's like your stats, arcane, faith, all of these things tied to souls. Souls are runes, and runes can be great runes, right? And the glintstones are ambers in space, guided like stars by the eternal darkness, by the moon of Noxtella. It all loops back in on itself. The glintstone are souls. Every form of magic has a god tied to it, just like Dark Souls. So update the outer god list, right? It's like, oh, they're all kind of the same thing if they have the same power, but then there are a bunch of gods now for every element, right? Because there are. By the premise of the game, forging souls and great runes and stuff, it's like, well, then every elemental type, like the Glowmite Queen's death magic and stuff, has to have a god associated with it. Maybe it's banished and sealed away, like the Fellflame god being Radagon, like I said, sealed away. Lion, fire, giant man. So, seems like we got everyone so far. I'm gonna talk to Thops. And because we haven't done... Based on Gideon's reaction, I just talked to Nefeli. So I just wrapped up Limgrave. Which would mean go talk to Hyetta next. Okay, fine. The game keeps pointing me that way. I have to do it. That's why I thought it was the Night of Blood right now, so... We're gonna have to go kill Mohg's illusion. That makes sense. Because I think it's the only time you can fight it, right? No, you can do it out of order, right? You need to, if you're going for every interaction, you need to go here right now. Oh, wait. Yeah, this is where we are. I'm just getting ahead of myself. We need to go stop the Dung Eater. Then we have a reason to come back here. And then while we're back here, we go down and talk to Hyetta. That's where we were. I was like, where the fuck am I in this quest? Going the wrong way. Now you see why it's so hard to get, and you can't... If you just rush through the game and do everything in proper order, you skip one optional interaction. It doesn't tell the full story of Elden Ring. His magnum opus, Miyazaki, right? That's why there's so many designers. He wanted to get the best designers for dungeons, best designers for character, best designers for music, right? It's like, that's why they got rid of the Latin translations and went with gibberish, because it told the story too good. They were like, you guys are too good at your jobs. You're spoiling the story. We need to change the language. So, and also it fits the theme of it not being Latin based and a different world entirely. Also, I realized while fighting, I went all the way to Rani's quest and married her on accident. I was going to check if there was a refusal option, but there isn't. As soon as you walk up and click on it, she takes the ring. I was like, okay, so you can't tell the game no, which is insane. So I was like, okay, fuck. I wonder if I could go there and then just leave. I wonder if that's me telling them no. But if I'm supposed to do every ending in order, then that's me helping Ronnie pass on, right? Ooh. That's the confusing part. It's like quests, if you just do them in their natural progression, they aren't aligned like this.
I will kill you and devour
shit. You take a sip, I take a sip. Right, I meant to take 2 sips. Also, I can't back up too far because crab, you piece of shit. Or Torrent, you don't understand the urgency. You do not understand the urgency. Okay, thank you. So if you don't buy Blackguard's prawn, Dung Eater sets you back, but you spare someone's life. Like, Siegmeyer of Katarina. You can get a good item and kill him, or you can let him live out the rest of his days in a meaningful life with his daughter who's not upset at you. Right? It's a better ending. Arguably. Or I don't even know. I think his daughter continues on the legacy and goes to fight. So, it's like, again, with the misunderstanding and religious zealotry. Oh. And why the Dung Eater needs to be so ham-fisted in Elden Ring. It's like, because you like Siegmeyer too much. It's like they're all loyal to the Golden Order in that game, right? So it goes against his theory. He made the characters too likable. That's the point, though. What if you are like what if you're liked and the characters are likable that happen to be on a religious crusade and that they're crazy? Miyazaki found the answer and he didn't like it. He was like, oh, humans are just crazy. And he'll side with Solaire, right? Just because he's a good guy. Doesn't matter that he's killing demons, and demons are people's souls. It's like, you view it as a monster, so you're scared of it, you kill it too. Like, oh shit. And then when we find out the stories, you go like with Vatividias and it's prepare to cry, right? Alright. So that's a dead end. But it's also not. We're supposed to go back. Probably talk to Gold Mask now. I got ahead of myself. Fuck. I'm just hoping that I didn't get too far ahead of myself. No, because they move when you unite them, so they'll never be on this bridge when you fight the Dung Eater, right? Because as soon as you open the gates, they move. So no, we're good. We're good. You go around. Kind of pointing you this way, though. So what if we loop back? Oh, we get Rykard's rune? Is that what it was? Because I just killed Rykard, huh? Or no, I'm going to kill Rykard. That's where I'm at right now. I had Rykard checked off. Thank God I didn't fuck that up. I should have just checked my remembrances, but I have some left over from the other playthroughs, and I've eaten some, so. Fuck. Anyway. Grafted. No! Tell me it isn't so. The order that they're in. I think it's based on how you pick them up. Hopefully. Yeah, you can't get the Omen King before the Fire Giant, so we're good. We're fine. Just the order you pick them up. I thought I fucked it up entirely. Wonderful. Don't go off your inventory, trust me. Okay, so we need to kill Rykard. So this is it sending me back to Rykard. Right, because that's literally the road we were just on to kill him. We circle around and we're going up this way, right? We just were here, kill him here, and then we would go back up this road, we'd be going this way. So then we go through the first entrance, we'd be going back towards Rykard. I'm glad that I realized where we were. Holy shit. I've done this already, but I just didn't know where in the story we were from that save. I need to label them way better. I should have named it before Rykard. It's just called Blood Knight. So. Oh, is this when we would have done Millicent? But I already did her quest. This game is insane. So I don't think I did it in the right order on this character. Just because of like a couple of interactions. That's insane. I'm still gonna try. I think it might be the final ending quest line that needs to happen. But that means Thea's was done, right? Before we got to... Yeah, now she's sending us to do Ronnie's quest, right? That's the whole thing. We did Fia's. And we did Hyetta. We didn't do Hyetta. What is this game right now? So we can complete the first step of her quest by guiding her there, and then getting told to turn around by Melina. Do I really? Based on this list, I would still have to do Rykard first. And he is the dragon. Oh no, he's Frenzied Flame. We're here. We gotta kill Rykard. Rykard's the guy. Frenzied Flame. That's why there's a Frenzied Flame giant outside of Rykard's house. He doesn't want to kill Tanith? Maybe that's why he's performing acts of blasphemy? He's in love. Oh, and I noticed something about Noxtella. It has its own water cycle. That's why they're able to research glintstone and make false skies and stuff. It's so cool. It's like you need flowing life. You need water. The underground water world is stagnant. It makes Estelle and the Scarlet Rot, but they have their own secret flowing water under the Academy. And then now that the land has sunken underneath, you can see it. It's exposed, right? The secrets are exposed and you can't help but look at them from surface view. So it's like, again, it's crazy. All right. Now I know that there's a 7th ending and there's a path to take. Okay. So Rykard and then Hyetta's the Maiden. The Maidens are the endings. And then did we not do Bernal's quest, or is that still there? Okay. I think that's Bernal's final reward. So we did all of Rykard's characters' quests, and now they're sending us on an assassination mission out of order, right? If you do all of the missions, you don't do it in the proper order. Dialos's quest, I see. Dialos's whole thing is that he goes to become the potentate of Jar Village. He leaves this area. That's so crazy. Because he doesn't want to assassinate his brother. He's like, oh, I must have been an easy mark, no wonder. And then he leaves. And then his whole thing is like, okay, I need to do Dialos's quest before I do this. That's something I discovered before. Let's go back there and see. Yep. Now it says he's here. It didn't before. So this is his magnum opus. It's depressing story, so prepare to cry. Right? This is the kind of shit that Vati videos would never get to, because it's about the deciphering of the lore. We know what he said, that the Alexander jars aren't the same as the other jars. I say yes, they are, because of the visuals. It's in the same jar in the DLC. It's all the same one society. He might have changed his mind by now, but that was the last time I remember watching one of his videos about jars. These jars eat the flesh of people, right? When we left him, he was eating Dialos's corpse, saying, "The tale of House Haslo is told in blood." The blood of Dialos is in this jar, literally, because he was eating the corpse. And Jar Baron wants to become a warrior to go on to tell the story, right? Even though he's scared, he wants to fight to protect people, right? And he's fighting for something. He's going to probably grow into a jar like Alexander, who we know is one tough motherfucker. He helped me kill the fire giant on New Game Plus 7. I didn't do it on this guy, but on that world I just shattered, Alexander's pretty tough. He didn't go down pretty easy. He stayed the whole fight, and I have a picture. If you summon him, it makes the boss harder. It's the hardest version of the boss possible, right? Without multiplayer. You need to be able to achieve it offline. That's why there are offline summons that were added post-patch. They started realizing you can't get the secret ending without doing online, and that's going to upset people.
Come back, cuz. I've been thinking. It's time for me to set out on a journey as a warrior jar upon the path of champions.
So we need to give him Alexander's remains, who is also sending us to Mount Gelmir. If we did everything correct and we beat Margit after Rykard and we came back here and did this quest. So now we needed to do it like this, though, because this changes the whole context. Dialos is saying, did I protect the jars? And most assholes will say, no, 99.9% of them are dead. You're a failure, right? That's like his brother. You didn't do it. Even though it's actually not true. Jar Baron will tell his tale through combat honorably, right? And he wants to be the House Haslo heir, right? The jar is repeating the tale of House Haslo is told in blood. He's a Newman. Newman stuffed into a jar. Alright, Marika, I see you. Haslo's pedal whip. But then it goes back to the Newmans, back to the DLC. The Forge of the Fire Giants, they're creating sculpted clay men ran by crystals. If amber crystals are souls inside of corpses, or inside of clay structures, then the Newman and all of these souls that eventually shine down on the giant society and they forged into these people, right? It's like, you are a Newman, you are human in terms of creation from these demigods that forged your bodies, and then the gods gifted the light from the stars in the context of all of the items in the game. And then those bodies are ran by these souls. Some of the bodies have multiple runes stuffed inside of them, and it's two souls in one body, like Mikola and Saint Trina, or D and his brother, which are kind of like the opposite. It's two souls merged into one soul, right? So it's like two. Now I see why Fia's quest is so important. It's like one soul is daylight, one soul is, or one half of the soul is one person, one half of the soul is another person. That was nighttime and one was day. They got forged into, like Godwyn and Fia birthing a rune of the Prince Godwyn, they got forged into D, two people as one soul, two bodies that they can inhabit, but they'll never stand together, right? That's why when one dies, his soul goes back to the other body. He is only allowed to inhabit one body at a time because of the fucked up order, but he is a part of the Golden Order, so his very creation is from the fucked up order, and he doesn't even understand the truth. So it's like he seeing the rune of death and knowing the truth now of his own creation, can't live with himself because he killed them, but it shows him the truth. So that's why you get, like this, a blue item. Like, Selen's crown isn't a blue item. Why? Why is Selen's crown not as important as Haslow's pedal whip? That means he's supposed to die. It's not a legendary armament, right? It doesn't give you something crazy obvious. It gives you a subtle hint of, like, if you want the secret ending, the ones that give you blue items upon their death are typically the true guidance, and the ones that don't give you anything and give you a white item, that's not the correct ending for them. So Jar Baron, if I remember correctly, he's not going to go anywhere. He should still be sitting there. Because he's waiting for Alexander's innards, because we did everything in the right order. The wiki says he should leave and leave you an item. I have fucking 3 characters now that are doing something that the wiki says isn't possible. Ensha should have invaded us, and when we rested at the fire giant on my other playthrough, he was still at the round table hold. It says when you rest at the fire giants thing, just rest. Ensha should leave round table hold. That's a lie, right? I just showed it on stream. I rested there, told her to wait, went back to round table hold, he's standing there. And he didn't invade me, right? So we did something that the wiki is wrong about, right? It says it's not even possible, right? If we rested there and went back, Ensha, according to the wiki, should not have fucking been there at all. The fact that he was there means we're doing something that nobody has been on the path of, and I was streaming it and showing you. So I'm glad that I got to do that before I reverted the save. But I needed to show you that I'm on the right path, but I fucked up still. Even still. Just because you got one character right doesn't mean you did them all correct. That's how I've been able to piece this together. But I was on the right path. I just did like 1 or 2 out of order and it confused me. And then when I erased their check marks, I was like, oh, it's because I didn't do them in the right order. This is the order that Gideon tells you. And then about halfway through, he flips it so that you're doing the reversed order. And of course, there's a bunch of quests that are moral decisions. I can't tell you who needs to live and who needs to die unless I sit here and go through all of their quests and the moral dilemmas with you. You need to decide that, and that's why it's like, I know now because I just explained it, but you need to go on. That's what From Software wants you to do. They want you to make your character into the magnum opus, right? You need to forsake everything. And I think that's the problem, is it's hard to admit you're wrong when you've got hundreds and hundreds of videos explaining the lore from the perspective that Empyreans are gods. And then when the whole premise of the story is that no one's a god, souls are souls, the more powerful your soul is, the more powerful you are, and you will be worshipped as a god, right? That's the whole thing. The runes are souls. America just got a large soul from a very strong man. That made her a strong woman, but then she wanted to redo the order so that it wasn't about strength anymore. But then hid the truth, and that's why everyone's fighting. Everyone is talking about Empyreans and becoming gods, but it's because they were brought up in the Golden Order with America, thousands of years of lies, right? That's why it's so deeply ingrained in the statues and symbolism. It's like the real world, right? You have to be as fucking crazy as me to understand why this game is about anti-religion. It's trying to show you why religion's wrong in the real world, which is fucked up. So if you're a religious person, you're not even going to be able to accept any of these themes. You're going to consider them sacrilege. But the whole point of this game is that they existed before Christianity and Judaism and, you know, Hinduism and all, or I think, yeah, it's like the ancient Mesopotamian religion, right? It's like the first one. Like, what do you just Google? What's the first ever religion that we've discovered? The most ancient one, right? Not the oldest one that we currently worship, but what's the first one that we ever found? Because those are two different answers, right? No one worships the old one anymore because of all of the modern ones. So if you look up what's the oldest religion, they're going to tell you what's the oldest modern religion that is worshipped. Again, the Golden Order erasing the history of the alchemy that came before it, you have to understand the real world ties and question your own religion. As someone who was brought up in it and already know it's bullshit, I already know this isn't going to be sponsored. You lack the strength and you doubt yourself. You are feared, or you are fearful of what comes after death. That's the whole theme, right? For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come. Right? It's a Shakespearean line, but it was a fear since the dawn of mankind. Of course, you're naturally going to fear death. Wouldn't you rather live a meaningful life and help people and be nice, even if you're called sacrilegious? Or would you rather be praised, but by people who are pieces of shit and are shit eaters, who just consume the religious nonsense that they're shoveled and don't question it, like the dung eater? Right? Do you feel bad for the jars? I cried for these guys. I felt so bad for them, but when Dialos asks you, did I do it? You telling him yes completes his life, literally. He dies afterwards, but it also makes his story whole. He doesn't know Jar burns up the hill, because he's hiding from the poachers ever coming back, right? He's just sitting back on his stoop, and he's down the hill dying. So when he asks you, like, did I do it? You have to tell him the truth. Yes, Jar Baron actually lived, and it will continue your story, right? You succeeded in your life's goal. You protected someone, though you were weak, right? You didn't manage to protect them all, right? But it also shouldn't be up to you to defend this whole village. Right? That's part of the sad thing. That's why Jar Baron is like, I wish we had someone strong like you around, right? You're here to set everything right. It sucks that you can't be everywhere at once. So it's like the themes of the stories you miss, their deaths are meaningful. If you deprive them of a true meaningful death, this kid is the magnum opus for Dialos. Dialos' whole fucking thing is, the tale of House Haslo will be told in blood. Now it will be. Right? But he dies knowing. So he dies happy. So you've fulfilled his whole quest. Like Millicent, he doesn't want to live forever. He would rather live a life worth living and die, creating a magnum opus, which I think is what Miyazaki's trying to tell you as the player. That's why I appreciate it as a game designer. He's trying to tell you that one day he's gonna die and Dark Souls has to die and he's not gonna be around to be, you know, heralded as the dude who made this. So he's like, here you go. Last one, magnum opus. I'm on to metalcore again, bitch. That's crazy. It's sad being able to pick the flowers that they once, like, danced around, but we'll use it to avenge them. Because it's the right thing to do. Who are the ones breaking the jars? The poachers. Is any tarnished breaking the pots looking for ritual jars? The people you use... Wait, where is it? These against. These guys. Right? Dialos tells you he has forsaken Rykard's way and wanted to forge his own path. And he died bravely doing it. Are you willing to sacrifice yourself forsaking the path of your order if it means dying nobly but, you know, young? It's fucked up, but it's like, that's the question, right? He's got young, soft hands. He never did anything in his life. And then when he finally does, it's a meaningful death, as opposed to his brother who gets all the way over here and presumably the item description says that he was trying to achieve something great in accordance to the Golden Order, right? So he probably burned his maiden, the one in this village traveling with him, like the one traveling with Dialos, to become Lord. So he's just another Golden Order fanatic that told his brother, like, you'll never amount to anything, and got him killed instead of just living. Like, if you're so strong, instead of going and burning a maiden, why don't you live in a fucking town and defend it, you lunatic? So it makes you think about all of these things. That's why you can still do Dialos' quest after you kill Rykard, right? Because after you kill Rykard, that invasion is still available to you. But you see why it's like, it's a slow playthrough. You have to go through every single thing and really consider. I was literally just sitting here all day yesterday. Like, I just because I beat 2 bosses out of order, I was like, what do I do? Where do I go? It's like, now it's trying to have you conclude the quests so that you could do it again. Now we kill Rykard, then we kill Morgott, then we do Ronnie, flip the world, read the thing in reverse. Renala was at the end of the list with Morgott, right? So we've flipped it. We can't do Ronnie's first thing after Renala. We have to do it before. So you have to do the spiral around the map before you go up the tower. Which is the whole thing I was talking about with turning away from the fire giant and completing everything that you missed. It's kind of the point, but I think you have to burn Melina. I don't know what I'm supposed to do because it's a moral decision at the end, and that's why I have so many save states. I haven't even gotten that far into the quest yet. I know all of the bosses in order, and I know now that it definitely is telling you to do it in this path. It lines up with the 7 stages of 7 stages of alchemy. This is clearly the way it wants you to do it, and you wouldn't do this on accident, right? If you do it the fastest way, you wouldn't even do it remotely fucking close to this way. You would just kill, you would kill Godric, you'd kill Renala, you'd kill Rykard, you'd kill Radahn. You need to kill Radahn first. He's a fucking optional boss, dude. No one's doing that their first time on purpose, right? If you just play normally, then you might get this sword, you kill Godric, you kill Renala, you just go through, you get turned around by the fucking dragon, so you go try to level up here, this is too strong, then you go through the whole thing, upgrading everything you can, right? And if you follow everyone's quest, it kind of just guides you along this path. If you don't go back and talk to them, if you just go forward to where they jump to, right, you're never going to get the secret ending. You need to go back, because that's telling the game that I am looping. I'm doing the thing in the order you need me to do it. To tell the story of Elden Ring, right? His magnum opus. He's like, if you respect me, you'll do everything in the game. Essentially. With this secret ending. That's why no one, it's fucked up to say that's why no one has found it, is because no one is willing to take the time to beat the game in the slowest fucking possible way. I'm trying, but then it's like, you still need to slow down. I'm like, oh fuck, I did this out of order again. I thought I was doing it in order, I just didn't talk to the people. So now we do Rykard, but I didn't talk to Dialos before my last one, so now I get to do that. Vari's gone, which means I can use the blood symbol right about now, which is also, he's telling me after giving it to me that it's just up in the air, right? He doesn't, if he left right when you needed to use it for the secret ending, it would be too obvious. So now, if you did everything and went back to Vare to check when am I supposed to do the Moog night thing, you find him missing. So it's like, oh, he's there now. I need to go. So you're not supposed to be there yet. We're not supposed to check that. You're supposed to loop back, because if you're running and you never take any shortcuts, you would get there last. That's why I'm like, I think you're not supposed to do any fast traveling, which sucks. I'm still gonna try, but I can't believe I see it. I will be called a crazy person until it says there are 7 endings on the wiki. Here, I'll pull it up. Jamie, pull that up. I'm just kidding, I don't watch that. It's just a meme. What is it though? Endings. Elden Ring. I will make you now see the truth. The Frenzied Flame. I will make you see. There are a total of 6 possible endings in Elden Ring, right? There's a period here. So this is just that. April Fool's ending. Elden Ring. Absolute. So this is an April Fool's joke. This is the guy who made the April Fool's joke, right? Let me read the fucking comment to you. Remember, he didn't work on the game. He just data mined this shit. Remember, it's an April Fool's joke. Never before seen cut unused content. I think this is wrong, and this is why no one is finding it. The voice line saying Age of Absolute does exist in the final game, and not the network test like some people claim. But by looking at the files, its ID is actually an alternate line for the Age of Order. Gold masks. The one acknowledging that you've seen truth. Other than that line, the rest of the video was all custom created by me. The merged 5 fingers cutscene, and there's no official proof in the game that there ever existed 5 fingers. But it's a theory many people have talked about. We discovered that why it's not fingers, and it's a 4-headed dragon representing the aspects of humanity in the alchemical marriage. I acknowledge I was wrong like weeks ago, but I will still say it just to guide people away from the wrong path. The thing that tells people there isn't a 7th ending is the thing saying, hey, there's actually a 7th ending in the game files. So, there are 7 endings in the game files. And I know the path to get there, I think. I keep making this analogy, but it's perfect. It's an invisible path, like in Elden Ring. I dropped my controller and caught it with my legs. And I keep walking down the path, and people are like, don't walk down that path. It's not there. And I'm like, what are you talking about? There are bloodstains everywhere. And I'm walking on it right now. And they're like, that's not a path. You're crazy. And I'm like, I'm either crazy or Wile E. Coyote, because I am walking in midair right now, right? There's clearly an invisible path here, and I'm floating on it then, because everything I point out, I'm like, well, then explain why this all leads in this direction. If America isn't lying, why does everyone that follow her go crazy and kill themselves? But then the people who go against her to find the truth are the ones that give you all of the hints to the things that are really happening in the game, like casting magic. They give you the strongest spells. Their whole thing is about research. The Blood Knights are about killing people to find truth in their blood, the DNA. Like, the more you look into it, it's like, yeah, they're gonna find the truth out, and they're against the Golden Order. The person who's an inquisitor torturing people for truth finds in the depths of the Golden Order, just through everyone's lies, the snake that turns him into a giant snake. So he found the blasphemous thing. It's like, whether the people lie to him or not, he found something that ties him to the old world of dragons and lore of Fair Missoula. And then if you do the Bale connection of like dragon men being eaten back then and snake people turning into dragons and all this shit, that explains why there are magma of dragon people walking around. There's like two running around in the magma here, right? The people who participated in Dragon Communion, it connects this to Bale, right? So the DLC needs to be done in this. I don't know where the fuck to put the DLC. I think it's right at Mikola. Because you're showing that you could do the process twice. Right? You get to the fire giant. Or no, you get all the way to Mikola. But then that's when Lita would be telling you to go in and guide you to Mikola. So you are following the trail in the DLC, right? So it's like, and then that makes the final maiden. There's a maiden for every stage of this, except the gold purification one. But if Lita is the maiden guiding you along Mikola's path, she happens to be a murderous lunatic, but she knows, you know, that she's following Mikola, right? When the seal breaks and she just admits, hey, maybe they didn't trust me because they smelled on me that I'm a fucking murderer, right? It's like, oh, okay. Thanks for at least admitting that for the story. But that's what I mean by, like, the DLC has no subtlety. It's just like, you guys didn't understand my story. I'm gonna tell you the story now because you're fucking stupid. And I'm part of that crowd. Because I thought it was Five Fingers, and I thought it, and I'm still wrong, and I have to, like, clarify through what we were told through Vati's videos and what the DLC is now confirmed. It's even funnier because he released a thing asking, like, where does Mesmer fit in all of this? And I'm like, not only do we know Mesmer, we know the whole bloodline. We know why they have the powers they do, the symbolism behind them, it all ties together, why the items are in the locations that they're at, why the people protecting them are now there, why the people who got fought off of their land are subjugated, right? Like, it all makes sense. Marika was the Glowmite Queen. She killed the god of them, the lion, the Red King, the Radagon before Radagon the Red. Or Radagon of the Golden Order is what we call on this channel the current Radagon that you see. And then before he was reborn, it was Radagon the Red, which sounds like a George R.R. Martin character, but also it is a different red lion man, giant beast thing, demigod, that had to be remade with the Ruin of the Unborn, right? Like, you can't unsee these ties now. Fia's quest, all these things. I'm not crazy, you're crazy, right? That's the joke. Now I say it calmly because I've explained it all. We found it. The secret path. You need to do it in New Game Plus 7. And if you cheat and do it out of order, I think the game knows, because that's the whole thing, is you're telling the game through your silent actions. If Ensha invades you too early, you got ahead of yourself, right? If he disappears, I think you fucked up entirely. Or he might be hidden somewhere in the world state, which is even crazier to think. That because of how all of the characters are moving through my quests, the wiki is like, by this point, they should be gone. And I'm like, well, they're not moving. Right? I'm like, the wiki's wrong again, right? It says if you reload the area, Jar Baron will be gone. Exhaust his dialogue and refresh the area. Jar Baron will be gone, and the thing will be left in his place. Let me pull it up, though. That's the last time I read it. Because it'll say this is an optional thing, but this is telling you you're on the right path. You need to, okay. Yeah, you need to reload it and talk to him. Yeah. Reload the area once again and speak to Jar Baron, who will be now seated where he initially was. He will speak of going on a journey to become a warrior jar. Give them Alexander's innards, which we don't have yet, right? Because we're doing the quests in order. We aren't at Fair Missoula until like way later in the game. So he's just sitting here thinking about being a warrior, which you receive for completing Alexander's questline. Reload the area again, and then you receive the jar from where he was previously seated, right? So if you follow the wiki, you're never going to get it in the right order because it's telling you to do it in the fastest way possible, and that is not the right order. So you will never have him sitting here if you do it according to the wiki's guide, so you were never going to find the secret ending. Ever. By following guides. You needed to listen and watch what the characters are saying, doing, dropping, where the fuck they are, what they're shitting out. It's insane. But I was screaming like a lunatic, and I found it. You guys, I found it. Now we just have to put it all together. So from here, I don't think we can get back, right? I don't think there's a way back up. So this is telling you go to round table hold. Whenever you get to a truly dead end, it's like just go back, right? It's like it's a cycle, it's a loop. Where are you trying to go from? And then what sucks is where you have to start again. I showed it in my past stream, but I'll do it again. So this is asking us to go to round table hold. You're supposed to press map Y X A. Top, middle, bottom, right? And you're here. Now if you go to your map, open the tab, and go to the zone that you're trying to go back to, it will show you where the loop begins. I thought it was Smoldering Church. I was right, though. It's funny to say that on stream. Nokron, Eternal City, of course. Great Waterfall. After you've done Nokron and got everyone's secrets. Table of Lost Grace. So you actually need to go back here. Every fucking time. You know how painful it is to restart the game every time you kill a goddamn boss? No, you probably don't. I don't. And I'm scared because I think that's what it's asking me to do. I'm hoping that I'm wrong on 90% of the things that are challenges, because I'm like, Miyazaki would make this a fucking challenge. If it's supposed to be his magnum opus, it would be everything in that he's seen the community do to his games all in one. Like no leveling, no fast traveling, no resting, no healing. Like all, I mean, you can heal, but you have to get your flasks back from the beetles. That's why they're there, right? So imagine you go through the entire game without resting at a grace. You can't die. Or you can die, but you'll fucking restart the whole game because you never rested at a grace. Because it's trying to teach you that that's the cycle, right? With this thing. If you never picked up a grace, it would take you right there. So it's saying it is merely a cycle. Stand before the Elden Ring, become the Elden Lord. What, and use this? Go all the way back to Limgrave and run through the whole fucking game again? Yes, I think that's what it's telling you to do. Because that's not something you would ever do on accident. You'd have to be doing a challenge run as a lunatic. New game plus 7. No grace. Every quest. 100% all bosses in the right fucking order. Like, who's gonna do that on accident? Of course it's... But then when you see what it's based off of, what it's trying to tell you, it tells you the story, like, 19 times. It's like, oh, you should do this, that, and the other thing. You should do this, that, and the other thing. You should do this, that, and the other thing. I'm like, oh, no. Like, there's so many things that hint towards this. Or just looping back in general. Right here. We'll run the circuit. You talk to Kali. Rena's not here yet. You run forward. What do you run into? Your first cave. You run until you hit the wall, right? You get a cave. You do the cave, you get a thing. It's Fair Missoula, beginning at the end. So now you're done with the cave, you're walking back. Oh, cool. Oh, ruins. We go through the road, we fight the thing. Say you succeed, you kill everybody, you grab the map piece. Now where do I go? You look at the map. You can't look at the map. You gotta fight some people. Right? You run in circles around this area. Getting the treasure chest. What is this big thing right here? Or what is that big thing right there? Right? Visual ties. Or you explore the ruins. This is the true answer, right? You're supposed to now explore the ruins. Get your whetstone. Come on out. Grab this thing. Find out it's a treasure chest, right? When you explore it, there's a treasure chest right here. And then you go, ooh, I want to go to the other one that I saw. So now you go through here, you grab this, you get this one. And what is right here? You get this treasure chest and you're looking around. Right? You came from that way, there's no reason to 180. You already know. You came from over there, you already know what's on this side of you. Right? A grace. The one that introduces you to Melina. But map required ahead, then try circling around. Say you're not a good player, you don't know what the fuck is coming. You see that guy up there? He Goomba stomps you like the poor tarnished you are, as well as this barricade of people. Maybe you're not so savvy, and you spawn back here. That's fine. And that thing hits hard, so if you didn't level up with Melina, you're dead. Now you turn around. You get to explore your first loop back. I'm gonna go off the beaten path. I'm in New Game Plus. I already know where everything is. Right? We grab this grace. And I'm not even gonna say, you know what? Let's say no to Bach. We don't even have to do Bach right now. We go here. We read this thing. We go up the hill. Right? You're following your eyes. Where is this dirt road taking you? You get sent here. And you're like, ooh, secret path. Your first wind jump. Maybe you don't even know what that is. Maybe you don't know what the spirit springs do or to jump on them like me. It took me forever. So you just loop around. You go. You see how beautiful it is. You're like, ooh, ah, there's more ruins. There's more ruins, right? And then there's a camp right here. Where does this camp right here take you? Around here. There's a thing in that camp you should pick up, by the way. It's just a cookbook, but I think you need them because they give you lore context as well. So now you see this. It's a ramp, but it's not a ramp. How do I get up the thing? Is what you're probably asking yourself. You feel slick, right? You do the thing, but the ruins are still guiding you. The land. You look around for a bit, right? There's a road here. Shack. Right? You get the shack. It's probably better to come from around that way, but you get this. There's a grace here. Already picked it up. And lo and behold, you go out, looking again, just using your eyes. Who's the first character you need to bump into but Kenneth Haidt? Standing there, screaming his head off, looking for help. Well, conveniently, there's a path right here. You bump into him. You go through the Mistwood. You bump into Blythe the first time. You go help Kenneth. Then you loop around. You encounter your first spirit spring. You can jump up. And you're right in front of Selen. You hit Selen up. You loop back around. You meet Bach. Right? Or you don't even have to do that. You can go up. You help Kenneth out. You're at the church. Guide you back down. Do the same thing. Help Bach. Jump down. There's patches. It's like the way that this map loops around. There's no wrong answers. As long as you hit every loop, you're going to talk to every fucking NPC. But there are certain NPCs you have to talk to multiple times, right? So it's better to go to Bach, then jump down, go to patches, because Yura helps you here, and then acknowledges it down here. The wiki says this is his first location. That is not his first location. This is his first location. I skipped it because I already killed the guy. It's not worth putting myself in the pit and then running up and jumping. Because then when you do that, you wind up at the artist shack where Kenneth is to do the loop I was just talking about anyway. So it's like I just skipped one little part, but you meet Patches, Bach, Yura, first time, right? Then you go through, you go back, you meet Selen, and then if you're going through the full loop, well, when you go back down here, this is where Blythe is to fight the person he's helping. So you loop back around, right? You go back to Kenneth, let him know, hey, I killed the knight. You go, you talk to Blythe, you snap, he comes down, tells you he's looking for this guy down here. So you hit the jump, you talk to Selen, learn some stuff, level up, you jump down here, you loop back around, you talk to Yura, who acknowledges when he helped you. That only reason he would acknowledge it is it's supposed to happen beforehand. You get all of the optional shit before. So it's not optional. That's his first visit, not here. This is the second position. So you meet him here. Now that you've helped him fight and you've proven yourself, you go fight the dragon with him, right? You summon him, you fight the dragon. You know he has the heart of a dragon because you summoned him. It's like, I fucked up this fight. I didn't summon Yura. You have to summon everybody for every single fight, I think. So there's like some little things that I missed, but I don't know. I would assume you have to because of Horn Scent in the DLC. It tells you, hey, NPC summons are actually important if you want the full ending. Because you need to summon him for Mesmer and then talk to him after the fight. His boss sign is in the room. And that's just factual. You cannot get Mesmer, or you can't get Horn Scent's ending if you do not summon him. And then that made me piece it together. I was like, well, everyone's story technically works like that. Oh, shit. It's like if you summon everybody when they need to be summoned for the fights that they need to be summoned for, you tell their stories whole, become their friends, everybody trusts you. You've fought with them, you've shown not just that you're strong, but you are willing to fight with them for their cause. You've earned an ally in them, right? So it's like, it changes the entire fucking story. You're the good guy if you're willing to summon everybody for every single fight. It's a pain in the ass. But then Vari's quest is, it makes you question yourself. You're like, I don't want to do invasions, I'm helping people. But then you have to take away the color of the sign. If you want to help people, certain people need you to help them with the other sign. Like Millicent, you need to help her, so you need to kill 4 of her sisters. So it's like you actually need to help Millicent in that, and you fight a majority of the people because they're trying to control her, right? You're against her crazy family. So it's like there's a bunch of unique stories that you have to go through and decipher if they're, what's the good ending. Because I could be sitting here forever with every single path you could take, because every single quest has, you could do them in a bunch of different orders, but they tell different stories based on the order you do them. There is a perfect order that the game is telling you to go down, right? If you do everything right, you go from Melina and the first area to Hyetta in the second area, and then from here you're strong enough now to face Godric, Rajer. You do Rajer's quest, which takes you to Fia's quest, right? You do, if you interact with everyone. You go up here. After that, it's guiding you to Hyetta, right? The new reborn Irina. Where does it take you? The Frenzied Flame Church, right? Next to the Frenzied Flame Village, where Vike is, and the Frenzied Flame possesses Yura as Shabriri. So the maiden in this church is Hyetta. That's what she's trying to tell you. She just doesn't know if it'll drive you crazy. It drove Vike crazy, right? So, Vike's maiden is dead, but he didn't become Lord. He got stuffed into a jail because he wasn't strong enough. Probably Mikola, I would have to assume. Because it's like, the jails there are all put up by Mikola, right? In both of the Mountaintop of Giants and the... just the whole Mountaintop of Giants is where the Halig tree is, and the Halig Knights are, right? And the Albinorgs are walking. That is his homeland. It's forbidden, but he knows that it's his heritage, so he went there, right? It's forbidden to everyone, so the Golden Order isn't there, mostly. It's the Halig Tree Knights. So the Halig Tree is imprisoning people as well. The Golden Order, maybe, but the person here was entrusted with a medallion of the Halig tree. So the local castle, Castellan, right, the commander, he's loyal to the Halig tree. In this area, that's where Castle Sol is. So, Lord Contender's Everjail. The Flame guys who are guarding the fire, same ones with Rykard, right? The Black Knife Assassins people, because the Black Knife Assassins were in these Everjails. It's not like, oh, why are you just randomly saying that? The Knight of Black Knives was Rykard and Ronnie, and I assumed Mikola, because if he wasn't bringing back Godwyn, he wanted him to die, right? So let's say that. What would tell us in-game that Mikola wanted Godwyn to die? You find this sword there. Infused with the humble prayer of a young boy. Oh brother, Lord brother, please die a true death. Huh. A sword made to commemorate the death of Godwyn the Golden, first of the demigods to die. So a young boy, some boy that's eternally youthful. Quick, off the top of your head, it has something to do with gold and that area of the map. Mikola had Godwyn killed. I was right. I love saying that. It fuels me. I was right. Mikola is a bad guy. He had Godwyn assassinated. There's a fucking sword in the game that tells it to you, because where do you find that but hidden with the other Black Knife Assassin gear that would have incriminated him? And who's protecting Ordina Liturgical Town? The Black Knife Assassins. Who do you find the set of under the bridge in the Liturgical Town? The Black Knife Assassins. So Mikola definitely had Godwyn killed, because the Black Knife Assassins and Rykard's Flame people are preventing others from becoming lords because they want Mikola, right, to become a lord. Everyone's enthralled. If they're not enthralled, then they themselves are strong enough to fight. That's what Radahn's whole thing is. So they needed to send Melania to attack. It's all for this crown right here that we get. They're fighting for the crown we already have. Dorks. So we did it. Now I'm pretty sure we go fight Rykard. I'm on New Game Plus 7 right now, by the way. So I've done everyone's quests. I've done everything I need to that I think is within reason. If I don't get the secret 7th ending, that means that there's more challenge to this challenge run. It's not that it's not there, because the game is telling you there's a secret path if you go through backwards. It's now just a matter of, did I do the quests in the order that the game was even telling me to? Because now I understand. I have it on my board here. We gotta fucking solve it. Alright, I had to go live with that discovery, because that actually does make me worthy of the crown. I ended the last one like, oh, I hope I could be worthy of the crown. Now there's no question. Wait for it, let me phrase it. Alright. Your Elden Lord has arrived.